Good evening, Warrior Nation. We welcome you inside Childs Field for a conference matchup between your Southern Wesleyan University Warriors and the Emmanuel University Lions. My name is Andrew Baxley. I will be giving you the action here tonight in a very, very important game between these
from Georgia,
Southwest Division foes. Two teams that are pretty even when it comes to conference records so far. SWU is 1-2 in conference play. Emmanuel, though, has played 2 more games. They are 1-3-1, but come off a 2-1 loss against Erskine, who were bottom of the table last season. As they're announcing the starting lineups, we'll wait as we're pretty close to prayer national anthem here, but we'll give you the one key piece of team news for the Warriors tonight. Starting in goal will be the freshman Bradley Fuchs, his first start of the year and only his second appearance after playing 2 minutes for the red-carded Luke Bramlett against Young Harris. Now time for the prayer and national anthem. We'll be back with starting lineups and kickoff between the Warriors and the Lions right here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network.
the Division II Conference Commissioners Association, the Division II Athletics Directors Association, Conference Carolinas, Emmanuel, and Southern Wesleyan wish to recognize a very important part of today's game as a part of Division Officials Appreciation Week.
Welcome back inside Childs Field. This is Andrew Baxley for the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Now time for your starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the visiting Emmanuel University Lions in numerical order. Starting off in goal is number 1, Nacho Foss. Number 2, Dilling Persinger. Number 3, Colin Wetterbaum. Number 4, Martine Cruz. Number 10, Emilio Rangel. Number 11, Alex Walker. Number 16, Iker Martinez. Number 17, Alberto Hernandez Mecca. Number 19, Tomas Polacci. Number 24, Paul Nello Racasens. And then number 29, Burke Gamache. And for your home team, the Southern Wesleyan University Warriors, in goals, number 31, Bradley Fuchs. Number 2, Lucas DeMarco. Number 4, Solomon Pitts. Number 7, Noah Koch. Number 8, Theron Nunez. Number 9, Brody Schroeder. Number 11, Leonardo Flores. Number 15, Tipton Wright. Number 23, Alberto Esquivel. Number 25, Teo Buckarich. And number 32, Gabriel Melendez. It'll be a 4-4-2 for the Warriors, morphing into a 3-4-3 when they're in possession, and a 4-4-2 as you see it now on your screen without the ball. Here come the Emmanuel Lions now in their road navy blue tops with the burgundy red shorts. If you notice part of your field a little bit darker on the screen, that's because we have one of our 4 light poles here at Childs Field. One of them is out. That will be the one on the bottom right side of your screen, as it is now the left side of the Emmanuel defense near their goal. Field is actually pretty well lit otherwise than that. We might have that light come on throughout the game. We might not, but the decision was made to play without it. So here we are with 90 minutes on the clock, and we're underway. The Lions have the first possession of the game. and a noticeably bigger back line in comparison to the forwards of the 4-4-2, Brody Schroeder and Leo Flores. That's Schroeder, though, who will never play scared, that's for sure. Brody is one of the tougher strikers I've ever played with. And he's going to challenge just about every time he can, almost to a fault. You almost call him a bull in a china shop, if you will. He can prone to a late foul or two, so the Warriors just going to hope that he doesn't pick up a card at all. He's already been shown a red so far this year. They are without their starting goalkeeper, their number one goalkeeper tonight in Luke Bramlett. So that will be in the orange tonight, Bradley Fuchs, the freshman goalkeeper, getting his first start of his career. This is, right now, really the 4th minute of career. He only got 2.5 minutes in that loss to Young Harris when Bramlett was shown a red card, or it was honestly a second yellow. Bramlett was sending the ball back to the middle of the field following Young Harris's second goal, and the ball struck an official, and the official gave him a second yellow. The suspension was appealed and dropped down from 2 games to the 1 game here tonight, but the Warriors still without their starting goalkeeper here tonight. This is the second of 3 games in 5 days for the Warriors after a stretch of 16 games without a game due to Hurricane Helene. This game was originally scheduled for October 2nd. The next matchup for the Warriors, they on Saturday will travel to Shorter, a team they've already beat once this year. Emmanuel has the weekend off. They have the scheduled bye with the 13 teams in the conference. That means one doesn't play, and that's Emmanuel this weekend. They will next play at Shorter on Wednesday. So 2 teams playing today, and then each of their next matchup will be against the newbies out of Rome, Georgia, as Teo Buckridge watches it back behind the goal, and here's the first touch of the ball for X. And maybe one of them can get a header on target and give them an early lead. Looks like it's Wisconsin standing over it. Maybe Palachi as well. It's actually not Palachi. He's in the box. And that one's toward Fuchs, and he collects the ball in his hands for the first time here tonight. Good effort and good action there by the freshman, just getting involved. That was indeed Palachi there with a left-footed free kick. This one's towards Tipton right. Lucas DeMarco down for Farron Nunez. Early touches here for Farron, the midfield maestro for this Warriors team. Melendez with a run for right on the right wing. And a foul there on Esquivel. Drawn to contact was Ikera Martinez. Here's Gamache. Back for the goalkeeper, Nacho False out of Alicante, Spain, a 5'11 graduate student. Calm chest control by Camache, but Tipton right goes in there and bouncing out towards Esquivel. Polachi, quick to it is Teo Buckridge. And Gamacho toes it out of play for a Warrior throw-in. DeMarco forward for Flores. Now giving chase is Schroeder. Melendez over his shoulder. Beautiful touch outside to Noah Koch on the left wing. Melendez forward, looking for Flores. Strong header there by a Lion. And now back to Buckridge. Much tougher to see these Emmanuel jerseys with the darkness, and when they're facing you, they have very small numbers on the front, but their 2 center backs tonight are Martine Cruz and Dylan Persinger. That's Persinger, the left-sided center back, and Cruz, the right-sided center back. Schroeder flying in the air, trying to get anything on it he could. This is now Gamache. Flores wins it back for right. Now right back to Flores. Flores touch around the outside. Sliding in and collecting the ball is Cruz. Beautiful pass now. excuse me. The right back tonight for the Lions. This is Farron. Now for Koch. Sliding. Corners are a major statistical difference between these two teams. Emmanuel is 5th in the conference in total season corners with 48, but this is just SWU's 15th corner of the year. They are in 13th, only ahead of Emmanuel, only ahead of Erskine. So a major point of difference, but SWU gets the first one tonight. Chance to maybe put it on the head of Pitts or Buckridge or DeMarco, who are there just at the edge of the 18. That was swung in by Toto, out for another one. So 2 early corners here for the Warriors. First one, not the best of deliveries from Esquivel. See if he can put another one and maybe challenge the goal of Faust. This one's longer, looking for Pitts, but out of play. The first one short, second one long, and they split it for a Nacho Faust goal kick. To DeMarco, inside for Esquivel, and blocked there by Gamache. Forward looking for right, instead headed again by Gamache, and will be another Lucas DeMarco throw. Short for Esquivel, some space now for Toto. He plays it out for Pitts. Back for Buckridge. Cross for DeMarco. Warriors looking to shift the Lions back line. Right's left-footed pass. That's towards Flores. Flores hooks it towards Schroeder. Instead it was cleared by Wedderburn. Here's Nunez. Lovely control from Farron. And plays it back to Fuchs. And a foul there as DeMarco looked to split the combination of Martinez and Polacci. Polacci, a key name to know in this Emmanuel defense. He's top 5 in the conference with 2.43 shots per game, but he is yet to score in open play this year, as that's a yellow card from Teo Buckridge. But Polacci had a big year for them last year, recorded 2 goals and 2 assists in the 5-0 win in Franklin County, and then finished the season with 5 goals and 8 assists total in 2023. But Polacci, a magical left foot, and we'll see if he can put a good one into the box here from a closer distance than the first free kick. But now that's the Warriors' center back, Teo Buckridge, on a yellow card. And if you've been watching this Warrior team at all, you know they have struggled with the red cards. They, after being shown just 1 red card last year in a conference low 29 yellow cards in 18 games last year, they already have 3 red cards in just 6 games so far here in 2024. You never want to have a red card every other game, and right now that's what the Warriors are on track for. That one's whipped in towards Fuchs, who collects. This is Martinez. Challenged by Wright and Esquivel. Great skill for Martinez, and DeMarco sends it wide. Gamache to throw. This is Palachi battling with Buckridge. Strong play from the freshman who sends the senior flying. Palachi thought it was a foul. Buckridge was strong. Referee said no. Goal kick to the Warriors. Palachi, a senior out of San Andreas de Giles of Argentina, originally started at Iowa Central Community College. Fuchs' goal kick looking for Esquivel, who flicked it on towards Flores. Now here's Schroeder. Brody Schroeder in on goal. Takes a touch, shoots and scores! Brody Schroeder opens the scoring for the Warriors. What a finish from the sophomore. And that all started with the freshman goalkeeper, Bradley Fuchs' goal kick, flicked on and eventually finished by Schroeder. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the difference between freshman year Brody Schroeder and sophomore year Brody Schroeder. So much calmer in front of net, and he scores the goal and gets the Warriors an early 1-0 lead. Schroeder's third goal of the year. And Emmanuel to start us back. Martin Cruz's long ball heads all the way back to Fuchs, and the Warriors can build again. This is rolled out to DeMarco. And blocked by Palachi. Flicked on by Schroeder. Won by Nunez. Melendez to Flores. Space now for Noah Koch on the left wing. The white shirts pour forward yet again, and Noah Koch's left-footed cross is blocked by Wedderburn and out for the third corner of the game for the Warriors. Some great early intensity from the home team. Over trots Toto Esquivel for the corner, where it's much more split out. Leo goes short. Instead, they whip it in. This one's right on the box, off the crossbar, and punched out by Foss. Schroeder giving chase, deflected off him last, but that was a delicious ball from Esquivel. His best one of the night so far, putting it right on Faust, who deflected it off the crossbar, then out of play. That's going to be a late challenge on Schroeder. That's his second one of the night, so he has to be careful. You never want to see the goal scorer get a yellow card. He's safe for now, but I would imagine that's probably his last late challenge before being shown the cautionary card. Played forward by Faust and out of play, Warrior throw. Marco tosses it forward, looking for Schroeder. It was flicked on by Martinez, then hit in the air by Persinger. DeMarco the touch, controlled by Wright, in for Esquivel. Deflected away. This is Hernandez Mecca. And now Martinez. Across for Wedderburn. And Koch read it well. Now here comes Noah flying the other way. In for Flores, some space in the middle for Esquivel, but they couldn't get to him, and now Palachi the other way. It's Hernandez Mecca. Out for Palachi, but just too far off the outside of the right foot from Nello Recasens. Another Warrior throw. Lots of throws on this near side for Lucas DeMarco so far tonight. That one not his best, though, as it was easily won by Martinez. Then Tipton flips it forward. Leo Flores will give chase, headed by Schroeder out towards Faust, who collects calmly. And here's a left back, Gamache. Giving chase is Polachi, and Buckridge reads it well. Lots of early action, 20 minutes in. Looks like we could have a long throw here from Polachi. The blue shirts are piling forward, including the center back, Dylan Persinger. That would, I imagine, be the target here. Here's Polachi to whip it in onto the edge of the 6. First head to it was DeMarco. Now back out for Polachi. Left-footed cross is blocked by Esquivel. Out for a throw, which I imagine would be another longer one, and this a much better angle for Polachi. He can get it probably about midway, or at least a fourth of the way into that 6-yard box. Flicked on, and Fuchs claims that was off the head of Rakasins, and Bradley Fuchs records his second save of the game. So some early calm moments from the freshman, just calming those nerves. Here's Pitts dribbling through. Strong play from Solomon, and a great ball out to Brody Schroeder. Can Schroeder give chase and keep it in play? He does. And Schroeder flicks it. Here's Brody now with space, and tackled well by Martine Cruz to get up the corner. But that's exactly when Solomon Pitts does it well, bringing out the ball in the back. That's exactly how it looks right there. Splitting the defense, strong through the tackles, and a great ball out to Schroeder. And another corner. We mentioned the major difference coming into the game statistically in corners, and the Warriors are flipping that one on its head, already their 4th of the game. Esquivel put in a brilliant ball on the 3rd one. We'll see if he can top it with the 4th one and maybe give the Warriors their 2nd one of the game. Here's Esquivel. Faust punches out to Nunez, who will strike first time, and it's over the bar. There's nowhere in your own half of the field that's out of Farron Nunez's range with that right foot, but that one was not his best connection, as 2 subs will check in for the Lions. In come Ross Lamont and Ignacio Doldan. This is Doldan, his first touches. Out for Faust. Schroeder gives chase, and Faust hooks it, which stays in play. Polachi puts it forward. Buckridge heads, and Wright keeps it in play. Now Melendez. And one fairly, says the ref, by Hernandez Mecca. He puts it forward for Reckonsons. This is Wedderburn. And a foul. That's Esquivel. Deep chance for Martine Cruz to put one in, the 5'10 senior from West Valley City, Utah, originally of Pratt Community College. One of the captains on this Lions roster. That's off the head of Nunez and Koch. Again by Koch. Now this is Melendez. Melendez is left-footed through ball for Flores, who had it roll out of play. There's Faust. Out towards Doldan. Here's Wright. Ball read by Reckonsons. And an unfair challenge, says the ref, on Nunez. Nunez thought he won the ball cleanly. And Hernandez Mecca wants a card, so that's the life of a ref right there. One says, no, it's not a foul. The other one says, you have to give him a yellow card, and the referee splits the difference and says a foul. A few opportunities now for Emmanuel to put in some long free kicks. This time it will be Hernandez Mecca, his right foot. But pretty central, usually tough to find the angle to flick a header on from a free kick at this angle. So see how well the Warriors defend this one. They're holding their line at the 18-yard box. Just outside of your picture, the referee having a conversation between Wisconsin and Esquivel. This is Hernandez Mecca to loop it in. Fuchs hesitated, then punches. Ball still to be won. Nunez can't clear it well. This is Wisconsin's chipping it off the crossbar. Not a bad effort from that angle from Pau Nello Wisconsin's out of Spain. Nervous moments from Bradley Fuchs, but well off to the goal kick as Dylan Bennett receives instruction as he will check in. He missed the majority of the game against Young Harris with an injury that was sustained in that game, but cleared to play here tonight as DeMarco flicks it back to Fuchs and just in front of Emilio Rangel, who was giving chance. But now the Warriors can counterattack the other way. Here's Tipton Wright's long ball looking for Koch, but it's short. Here's Wisconsin's. Out for Lamont. And Lamont dribbles it out of play. We'll wait for Bennett. He won't sub in just yet. I imagine that would be for Leo Flores, who's played pretty well so far. Leo has been bright. Was active in that first Schroeder goal as Wisconsin steps in front of Esquivel as just headed out to Nunez. And Noah Koch keeps it in on the far side. Flores gives chase towards Wedderburn. Good skill there from Wedderburn, but Flores slide tackles and gets it back. And then Wedderburn fouls Nunez. Good physical play between the freshman and the sophomore there. The freshman Flores, the sophomore Persinger. Or excuse me, the junior Wedderburn. This is Pitts for the Warriors. Blocked by Palachi. It's Melendez. Now Pitts. Pitts loses it, but he was fouled. Pitts back to Fuchs, who will loop it forward, looking for Schroeder. And now Melendez will give chase as it goes back to Faust. Now his turn to loop it forward. Misjudged there by Esquivel. Nunez attempts to clear up. And referee says play on as two bodies were on the ground there. This is Esquivel. Long ball looking for Wright. Tipton keeps it in, but it was well won in the end by Doldan. And out of play there, throw in as each team will make a sub. And Dylan Bennett, and actually we'll get the goal scorer, Brody Schroeder, sophomore for sophomore sub there. Terrific start to the game for Brody Schroeder. Very calm finish in front of goal to give the Warriors a lead. And for Emmanuel, it will be number 27, Luciano Rundles from Villarica, Georgia. So two Georgia sophomores checking in. Here's Bennett, his first touch of the game. Great skill along the outside. Dylan Bennett to whip one in. It was blocked by Cruz out for the first goal kick of the game here from this dark side. You can really see it now, I'm sure, on your screen, the difference in between the lit side and the dark side. But now a chance for Esquivel to get one in, and despite the yellow ball, might give the Lions just a little bit more trouble attempting to clear it. a slow trot from Toto over. Here's the right foot of Esquivel. Flicked out. I believe that was Persinger who got his head on it. Now racing the other way are the Lions. Good tackle by Noah Koch to win the ball back. Now Esquivel whips in a good one and defended well by Cruz. Persinger loops it forward, deflected by Bennett, who still is in that black mask. Here's Melendez. And Bennett sticks a leg in. Now Esquivel deflected by Reconnaissance. Into space is Hernandez Mecca. Now backing down Palachi. Good defending by DeMarco. The two Lions run into each other. Esquivel pokes it free a couple of times, but it's calmly out to Persinger, who plays it back to Nacho False, who will calm down the Lion possession. 18 minutes to play here in the first half. The opening goal came in the 12th minute from Warrior sophomore forward Brody Schroeder. Nathan Walker waiting to check in for Emmanuel. And we have a foul on the Lions. I believe Leo Flores was offsides on the original free kick. For the decent-sized crowd tonight who are braving the early October cold for this Thursday night game between the Southern Wesleyan University Warriors and the Emmanuel University Lions. The Warriors looking to get their first win against Emmanuel in some time. The Lions are unbeaten in their last 18 matches versus Southern Wesleyan. The last Warrior win came back in 2014. Of course, the Lions won both matchups last year by a score of 5-0 at home and 1-0 here in Central. And here comes that sub for the Lions. This is Nathan Walker, the 5'10 junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, checking in. Out of Brookwood High School, the rival of the Warriors for Dylan Bennett's Parkview High School. So got a high school rivalry switched into college rivalry here. And well read there by Nunez, but a nice bounce out, and Melendez will clear. That was Doldan in the middle of the action for the Lions. Flicked on towards Reconnaissance. Good touch around DeMarco. His right foot across is controlled in the box by Pitts. Very calm defending by Solomon. Bennett charges. And that will be out for a Warrior throw. Good play by the combination of Flores and Bennett up there. And awaits another Lions sub. It will be Emiliano Metza Iboli to check into the next opportunity for Emmanuel. This is right. Cleared out by Hernandez Mecca for a Warrior throw. A couple of subs waiting to check in for the Warriors as well, getting their last instructions before the coaching staff before heading in. Looks like it's Michael Boyer along with the birthday boy, Josiah Pitts. Happy birthday, Josiah. This is right. Nunez, DeMarco. Back to Nunez. Off Buckridge. It looked like Nunez was trying to play it back to Fuchs. And now Emmanuel breaks the other way. Here's Polachi into the back of the net. Just an unfortunate bounce for the Warriors. Nunez was looking to play it back to Fuchs and clear the danger, and it bounced off Buckridge And then it was well worked between Luciano Rundles and Tomas Polacci for the first goal of the game for the Lions. So we're all square at 1 apiece here. As Tomas Polacci nets his first goal of the year. He was top 5 in the Conference Carolinas coming into the game at 2.43 shots per game, and the highest by far without a goal. He nets his first one of the 2024 campaign, and we're back to where we started at, all square. Now more opportunities for Emmanuel on the offensive end. Here's Doldon. Calmly controlled by Wright in the middle of the field, looking for Koch, who put a foot out and won the ball fairly. Against Doldon, striding through Melendez and Nunez. Good tackle there by Theron, or so I thought. And that's twice that Theron has thought that he's won the ball cleanly, and twice that the referee has disagreed and penalized the senior captain out of the Bronx, New York. And this, the most dangerous area for a Lion free kick so far of the game. And a great angle for the right foot of Alberto Hernandez Mecca out of Murica, Spain. If he can curl it over the 4-man wall as it stands for the Warriors and give the freshman Fuchs something to think about. Hernandez Mecca strikes over the wall and out of play as Fuchs chases it wide. 2 subs will come in now for the Warriors. Josiah Pitts for Tipton Wright and Michael Boyle for Gabriel Melendez. So Josiah Pitts will play that makeshift right wing back, and Michael Boyle will go into the center of the park alongside Esquivel and Nunez. Here's Boyle's first touch into Bennett. Well tackled in the middle of the field. Now going the other way is Polacci into space for Lamont. Pitts is sharp to it, and he looks to shield out of play. Strong defending there from the sophomore birthday boy Josiah Pitts out of Chicago, Illinois. Pitts forward for Bennett, giving Dylan something to chase. Strong defending, or strong attacking, I should say, from Dylan Bennett. Now here he goes, a chop onto the inside, going back outside and drawing the free kick. And that will draw the first caution of the game. And it's shown to Ignacio Doldon. Terrific play there from Dylan Bennett. It really started at the halfway point when Josiah Pitts looped it forward. Bennett was stronger than Doldon and now won a free kick in a good spot for the Warriors just outside the 18. A chance for the Warriors to send their center back Buckridge forward. Looks to be a 2-man wall for the Lions, who will be a couple steps in. They might make it 3 now. Standing over it is Nunez and Boyle, but to be honest with you, I would be surprised if Michael Boyle takes this one. It's got to be fair and see if he can put a good ball in and give the Warriors their second goal here this first half. Nunez whips it in right onto Faust, who collects it cleanly and is looking to start a break the other way, but thought better of it as Leo Flores stepped in front of him. This one is forward toward Rundles. DeMarco watches it and gets it off the head. Here's just Pitts looking to turn, winning it back off Rundles. There goes Pitts the other way, and a foul on the Lions. Both benches are very engaged in this one as Esquivel warps one forward towards Koch. Now back for Pitts. This is Buckridge. Looking for Koch. And Colin Wedderburn nods it out of play for a Warrior throw. Not a bad idea there from Buckridge. And across comes Josiah Pitts. Looks like this might be the first opportunity for a Warrior long throw. We saw Palachi get a couple of them on this near side, and now Josiah Pitts on the far side for the Warriors. Going to target the tall heads of Dylan Bennett in the box, maybe a Esquivel as well. Here's Pitts in, flicked on by Esquivel, now out by Lamont. Warrior throw. Looks like another long one here for Josiah Pitts. Collected by Esquivel. Now Lions have a chance to collect and clear the other way. Just towards Buckridge. Headed back towards Nunez, who flicks on looking for Flores. Now Pitts wins it in the middle of the park. And sprays it out to his brother, the other Pitts Solomon. That's Josiah to Solomon. Now Koch. And Pitts. Buckridge. Calm play there on the ball from the freshman Teo Buckridge out of Brazil. Towards Esquivel. He flicks it on. Flores looking for an angle. He whips it, connected well, and Faust got his full body behind it. It was a great connection there from the freshman, just straight in the goal. If he could have got it left side, right side, might have given Nacho Faust a real challenge there, but straight down his throat. And now we'll go the other way. Just under 10 to play here, all square at one apiece after the 12th minute goal from Brody Schroeder and the 31st minute goal from Tomas Polachi. This is Esquivel. Heavy touch around Doldan. Esquivel chases, still has it. Another touch around by Esquivel, looking for someone in the box. Pulls back for Bennett, who leaves it, and there was no one behind him. And now the Lions can counterattack the other way. Here's Rundles in the middle of the park. And now a chance to turn for Metsa Ibolai. Bennett chasing back and fouls. Lamont to put it into the box here from Emmanuel. Short cross, Nunez clears. Looked like a Lions took a tumble in the box, but ref says play on. To Emmanuel subs prepare, and a long throw-in opportunity now, so both teams getting their fair share of chances to toss some long ones into the box. Instead, they go into the middle of the field with Lamont. His left-footed chip pass goes towards Rundles. That's Josiah Pitts' foot who cleared it, and Esquivel long. And Flores and Bennett giving chase, 2-on-2, and calmly headed back by Dodon into the waiting arms of Nacho False. This is towards Pitts. And well won again by Josiah Pitts here in the middle of the field. Looking to chip it forward towards Bennett. Well read by Persinger. And kept in play by Ross Lamont here on the near side. Off of Esquivel last. In come Matt Fitzer and Andrew Rowe. Matt Fitzer really one to watch for this Emmanuel Lions team. Fitzer recorded 2 assists in the 5-0 win last year and the game-winning goal in the 1-0 win. He finished with a conference-high 10 goals last year, as well as 6 assists. He was first-team all-conference in 2023. A 6'1 senior from Newport News, Virginia. Originally started his career at Division I Longwood University, a pretty good Division I team for a mid-major. And as I said, he was joined by Andrew Rowe, the 5'9 junior from Decula, Georgia. Another Emmanuel throw here. That's Fitzer. Towards Buckridge. Fuchs comes out and claims with 1 foot in the air. Sent well into the central night sky by Bradley Fuchs. That was Dylan Bennett under it. Now Pitts is battling for it, the white shirt in the middle of the field. He's looking for Bennett. That was not convincing by Persinger. Needed some help there at the back line. Now Solomon Pitts with his chest. Flicking it around for Buckridge. Now Nunez. Back for Buckridge. Here's Josiah Pitts. Deflected into the feet of Metza Ibolai. And now Josiah Pitts claims it. Some space if he can find Flores. There goes Leo chasing after it. And Faust has to deal with it. That one's not going to roll into his box. And he shields off Flores for a goal kick. Now some good possession here from Emmanuel as they look to challenge the other end. This is Walker, one back by Pitts. Nunez with some great skill. And now Farron can break the other way. This is Bennett looking to hold it up just out of his reach. Now Esquivel challenging. His shoulder-to-shoulder challenge is deemed unfair by the ref, maybe saying he was late in there. But that foul margin starting to build up between these two teams, as that is the 9th Warrior foul to 5 of Emmanuel. And up comes the goalkeeper, Nacho Faust, to send this one forward. Just over 3 minutes to play here in this one. That's Michael Boyle under it. Now up into the air by Hernandez Mecca and out of play for a goal kick. Now Bradley Fuchs gets us back underway. Just a short goal kick though. Esquivel flicks it towards Bennett. Now here's Pitts. Josiah, the elongated 1-2 looking for Bennett. Not convincing from Ignacio Dodon down there. It'll be a Warrior throw in. A chance for Pitts to loft one in there. Well, they don't bring forward Solomon Pitts or Teo Buckridge. It'll just be Josiah Pitts knocking it in there. Out for Nunez. Still Farron. Out by Wedderburn to Solomon Pitts. That one's off Pitts last. Emmanuel throw in with 2.5 to play here. Off Pitts last, another line throw. This is Metza Ibolai for Doldon. Left-footed cross in, headed out by DeMarco. Pitts has to get to it. Towards Bennett. Esquivel gives chase, but it's Metsa Ebolai back to Persinger. And Boyle wins it in the middle of the field. Ref says he got the ball, did Hernandez Mecca. This is Walker. Again for Hernandez Mecca. That was Boyle giving chase. This is Doldon. DeMarco chasing and will concede the throw in. With a minute and a half to play. And now a chance for a long throw in here for Nathan Walker, the 5'10 junior from Brookwood High School. Here's Walker. Flicked on by DeMarco, and Fuchs was quick to it. As we cross into 60 seconds to play, see if the Warriors just take the air out of the ball here, or maybe they can create one last chance. Flores flicked it. Persinger back to Faust. Forward for Fitzer, headed by Pitts, now Nunez. Fitzer slides and wins it back. Still Fitzer. Now for Walker, this is gonna be the last chance of the half, and it's a corner. Will Emmanuel have time to get one last corner in? They're gonna race the blue shorts forwards. The Warriors are gonna need a match with the white shirts coming into the box. They're at a disadvantage as it stands. 10 seconds here, the cross is whipped in towards Fuchs. On the back post and scored! Emmanuel at the break of halftime. We're waiting to see on the replay who exactly that Lion was who poked it in. It was as we said, a number of blue shirts in the box, and then as they went to celebrate, there was even more of them, but that will just about do it for the half. Emmanuel strikes at the death. 44 minutes and 10 seconds played, and the Lions score to get their second goal of the half, and they will take a 1-goal lead into the break. A thrilling first half is concluded with a Lion goal. They take a 2-1 lead into the break. We'll have that goal scorer for you when we come back from the break.
Life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Set us apart. We daily work to build champions in body, mind, and soul. It's who we are. This is Conference Carolina.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Get ready for a life-changing journey at Southern Wesleyan University. We're committed to graduating students who love Jesus, who think critically, who are employable, and who are not in crippling debt. Southern Wesleyan University, where your faith and future thrive together. Apply today and start your journey toward success.
Yeah, well, I'm saying you went before that. Trying to have the film or something.
And his why
should they see where my father greatest team the world has ever seen? Black FC with my father greatest team the world has ever seen. West Coast FC with my father greatest team
the world has ever seen.
With my father greatest team the world has ever seen.
The legacy began in 1973. That was the year NCAA Division II was born. And since the very first day, our division has shaped generations of student athletes with a true sense of academics, athletics, and community. That is 5 decades of graduations, championships, teamwork, and personal development. 50 years of shaping student athletes into world-class leaders. NCAA Division II. Our division, our legacy.
Diamond T Promotional here is just a family-owned business that provides screen printing, embroidery, vinyl graphics, cars and banners. We've been in business now for over 32 years.
Welcome you back into Childs Field. Just a quick halftime update. That goal at the end was credited to Alberto Hernandez Mecca, and get this, 45 minutes and it was officially scored at the 44th minute and 57th second. The goal scored, again, Alberto Hernandez Mecca, assisted by Ross Lamont on the corner. Other 2 goals in that first half. In the 12th minute, the Warriors opened the scoring. It was Brody Schroeder finding the back of the net, assisted by Alberto Esquivel and Leonardo Flores. The second goal of the game was in the 31st minute by Tomas Polacci, assisted by Luciano Rundles. And then, as we said, the third goal right before halftime, Alberto Hernandez Mecca, assisted by Ross Lamont. Man, that was a really, really fun first half. You hope that, from the Warriors' perspective, that they can maybe flip it. We'll take the 3 goals. Maybe the Warriors can get all 3. Maybe they can go 2-1. We'll split the points. But it was a really, really fun first half. And both teams, honestly, going back and forth. Possession an even 50%. 6 shots for Emmanuel. 7 total shots for the Warriors. 4 saves total, 2 for fouls, 2 for Fuchs. And I would say there were 2 goals scored by Emmanuel, but neither of those were the fault of the freshman getting his first career start, Bradley Fuchs. I'll take you sort of back through as I jog it through my head. The first goal for the Warriors was actually a goal kick looped forward by Fuchs, flicked on a couple times in the box, or a couple times in the center of the park, and then Esquivel knocked it forward, and Schroeder, a really, really calm finish. And guys, I got to tell you, this is Andrew Baxley, by the way, and I was on the Warrior soccer team last year as a junior, and Brody was a freshman, and I will say that's a goal that Brody scores maybe 2 out of 10 times last year. But I fully believe with confidence that Brody's scoring that 6, 7, 8 times out of 10. He looks much more calmer in front of goal this year. And just to see that from your leading goal scorer as a freshman last year, he comes back as a sophomore, looking calmer, still have to deal with the timing of the challenges. You'll never be able to tame Brody and how aggressive he is in the tackles. But if you can teach that timing and you can teach that confidence and the calmness in front of goal, man, you're going to have a really, really good striker in Brody Schroeder. So full credit to him in working on the offseason, working with the new head coach, Josue Fernandez, and continuing to grow. Hopefully he can bag a second and bag hopefully a third that would put the Warriors in front and give them all 3 points. We'll see how the chips fall. The 2 goals for Emmanuel, the first one in the 31st minute was a very, very unlucky goal on the part of the Warriors. And it just goes to show you in college soccer, if you make a mistake, whether it's one that was unlucky or one that was a deserved mistake, a college soccer striker, he's going to punish you. And Thomas Palachi is one of the better ones that we have in Conference Carolinas, and he punished the Warriors for their mistake. It was Farron Nunez who was trying to sweep it back to Bradley Fuchs, and it was off the foot of Buckridge, bounced in the path of the substitute Luciano Rundles. Rundles played a really good ball into the box to Palachi, who scored to tie the game. And then the last goal, the one that I'm sure you guys saw and the ones that you guys remember the most, but it was a late, about as late as you can have it. I believe the ball went out of play with 15 seconds left. The Lions all pushed the numbers forward, and you could see all the blue shirts fly forward, and they could really understand that this is an experienced team for Emmanuel with a good head coach, and you could see all the numbers pile forward, and they knew this is going to be the last kick. Can we put this last kick, or in this case, the last head of the half into the net? And they did. It was a great ball by Lamont, just crowding in the goalkeeper. You know when you have a freshman, maybe he's going to be a little bit shy to challenge off his line. I wouldn't say that was one that Fuchs has to get for sure, but it was put in a dangerous spot onto the head of Alberto Hernandez Mecca. And with 3 seconds on the clock, he put the Lions in front. And as I've said, a really, really fun first half of action. And unfortunately for us, one that the Lions lead. Hopefully the Warriors can switch it and come out away with all 3 points and defend Childs Field here. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the start of the second half. This is Andrew Baxley for the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Welcome you back to Child's Field. Andrew Baxley here for the Conference Carolinas Digital Network as we're ready to get you started with the second half. Brody Schroeder, the honors to get us back underway. We'll see both Schroeder and Bennett out there together to start this half. Alongside Noah Koch and Josiah Pitts on the wingbacks. In the middle of the park, you have Esquivel, Melendez, and Nunez. And the three center backs, DeMarco, Buckridge, and Solomon. Pitts. In goal remains Bradley Fuchs. I should remind you that the Warriors' usual starting goalkeeper tonight, Luke Bramlett, is suspended. And if you missed it at the start of the game, we were in a light delay. We have one of our 4 lights, the one on the bottom right side of your screen, the one on the left side of the Warrior defense. That one is out, so we're 3/4 light here tonight, or 3/4 lit. We're not fully lit. And this is a good one forward for the Lions. Buckridge will have to defend. He doesn't well. Fuchs gets a weak hand on it, and DeMarco has to clean it up. So straight away, the Lions right back into it. They scored with 3 seconds left in the first half, and they look the stronger of the two to kick off. It will be important these first 10 minutes. Whenever you give up a late first half goal, those next 10 minutes to start are crucially important to your team's success within the game, especially when you're down the goal. If the Warriors can get that next one, you maybe wonder, can we go and get that winning goal? But if the Lions were to score next and it's a 3-1 deficit, 2 goals in 45 or less minutes are going to be tough for the Warriors to come back from. That'll be a Warrior throw. The sliding challenge of Esquivel made no contact, says our center ref. This is Buckridge, DeMarco, Josiah Pitts, Esquivel, beautiful step over. Now he has space and numbers to play in the box. Here's Esquivel back post Koch. He plays it back, and it's cleared away by Colin Wedderburn. But only as far as Nunez. Again, Nunez after the blocked cross. A really good play there by Alberto Toto Esquivel there on the right side, giving the Warriors their best chance of the second half so far. This one's long for Koch. Good idea from Buckridge, but not all of the execution there. Him and Koch just not on the exact same page there, maybe a page and a half off. Wedderburn long. Looking for Polacci. Good turn by Tomas. Pitts, though, quick and strong back into it. Here's Solomon now one-on-one defending, and he wins it back well. Terrific defensive play there by Solomon Pitts. Now he'll loop it forward with the left foot, but a hard touch off Gabriel Melendez last, and it will be an Emmanuel throw. Headed there by Pitts. Nunez wasn't clean with it. This is Hernandez Mecca. Pitts took a slip. Now this is Polacci in some space. Whips it forward with his weaker right foot, but it's a good ball. And cleared away by a combination of DeMarco and Pitts. This is Doldon all the way through to Pitts. Now out for Lamont. Ross Lamont to whip one in with his right foot. Fuchs has to come for it. He doesn't. All the way through and out of play. It wasn't the cleanest of connection from Ross Lamont, but it ended up being a very dangerous ball all the way through the 18. Trying to see who that is on the backside, who he was looking for. Got small numbers on the front of these Emmanuel jerseys that can be hard to see when they're facing you. And it was 11. That is Alex Walker, the 5'10 junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, out of Brookwood High School. A couple of Brookwood graduates, and as we mentioned, the rival high school of the Warriors, Dylan Bennett's Parkview High School. So here is Bennett right on cue. Great turn by Dylan, trying to split a couple of guys, and away comes the line with the ball. That was Doldon. This is Rundles. Flicked by Polacci. Won by DeMarco, controlled by Esquivel. Strong challenge there by Hernandez Mecca in the middle of the field. Now Solo the other way, and he's fouled. And Hernandez Mecca will be shown a yellow card. And I would say he got the worst of that one. Solomon Pitts, a big, strong dude, and when you stick a leg out on a guy like that, you're going to feel it for sure. And Hernandez does right now, and he'll feel it just as much tomorrow morning. And it looks like it might be Hernandez Mecca who's going to have a seat right now as the clock is stopped. He took a really hard, or he was the really hard foul there. He was the one who fouled Pitts, but got the worst of it after getting the card and getting the yellow card. And here come the trainers to give him a check. Hernandez Mecca played most of the game so far. The 5'9" senior from Marica, Spain. Hernandez Mecca came in tied for the team high with 2 assists, and he got his third on one of those 2 goals in the first half. Hernandez Mecca to his feet, and they'll have to make a sub for one of their captains in the middle of the field, and it will be Hernandez Mecca coming off. Yet to see who they will bring on. And actually, Hernandez Mecca will stay on for now. Not sure if they had a sub ready. Oh, he will have to come off, but then they'll let him come right back on once the ball is back in play. And he'll fight through it, at least for now. This is Pitts. Now Buckridge, and here comes Hernandez Mecca with a noticeable limp back onto the field as Lamont heads forward. This is Pitts flying in the air, headed towards Koch, who keeps it in. Hernandez Mecca flicks it on. Melendez and him battling there in the middle of the field, and it's out for an Emmanuel throw. Rundles looks to flick it on. Pitts controls and booted forward. Bennett giving chase, and Dildon heads it back to False. False distributed it pretty quickly, and now Nunez wins it back. Might have been a late and high foot on the leg of Nunez, but we play through. This is Esquivel. Back for DeMarco. Here's Buckridge, and around for Pitts. Still Solomon. Now Melendez. One by Palaci. Melendez, a strong foot to get it back, but 2-footed is Palaci on the ground. A battle for it. Buckridge comes in, and Buckridge says no more. That's a throw-in. And now down is Palaci. Gamache waiting to sub in at his next opportunity, which won't be yet. As Palaci back to his feet. Hernandez Mecca still moving along on the field. Remember, he took a big blow a couple minutes ago, but he remains on the field. This is Pitts and Rundle giving chase. Pitts stronger and shielding out of play for a throw-in. Koch to throw. Flicked on by Schroeder and out of play. Emmanuel throw. Again, Gamache waits into the middle of the field there by Wedderburn. Big touch by Dildon. Chasing, it's Palaci. Bumped out of play. Throw in for Emmanuel. And now Gamache will check in. Bert Gamache, who started the game out there for the Lions. The 6'1" freshman from Rising Fawn, Georgia, out of Dade County High School. And he will check in for Ignacio Dodon, so freshman for freshman. A long throw-in opportunity for Emmanuel. I believe this is Polacci. Pitts under it. Melendez needs to deal with it. He doesn't well enough. Emmanuel stays on it. This is Lamont. Now Melendez and Pitts clears it off, but the long throw-in initially was cleared by Josiah Pitts, and one thing I will say on Josiah, he is a terrific header of the ball. Not only is he athletic and jumping in the air, he's got great timing of when to jump that header. I haven't seen a whole lot of guys win a header over Josiah Pitts, and I don't imagine there will be any more or a few more, if any, tonight and throughout the season. Josiah, one of the better headers of a ball I've seen for someone who's 6 foot. If generalistically, he's not the shortest of players out there. I imagine he's right at 6 foot, but he is a terrific header of the ball and wins many aerial duel. A good period of possession now for Emmanuel. As I say that, they try to lop a through ball forward for Polacci, who saves it. Buckridge has to deal with it now, and he just puts it out of play for an Emmanuel throw. Good chase there by Tomas Polacci. And now a chance for him to put another one in the box. I imagine, as we were just talking about it, maybe the Warriors will try to bring Josiah Pitts back and put him right at that target spot of the corner of the 6-yard box and just let him go to work and try to get this one clear. With 36 minutes here to play, Polacci tosses it in over the head of Pitts, flicked on. It's Noah Koch on the back post. He doesn't get much contact, and it's cleared back out and whipped in. That's Pitts the first touch. This one's out to Gamache, and now Josiah Pitts on the other side will clear it with his left foot. Only as far, though, as Reconnaissance. And now Koch. Forward for Schroeder, looking to hold it up away from Reconnaissance, who was quick around him. And a high foot there from Bennett. That will be a card for Dylan Bennett. Not much contact there, but it was definitely a dangerous motion there from the sophomore Bennett, who was going in with his studs up and high. That was Alex Walker who took the brunt of the contact from Bennett's studs. And it looks like we have a Emmanuel Lyon down on the field. That's awaiting a number there. That might be Lamont. And the sub as we wait, it will be Andrew Rowe checking in. And so it will be Nathan Walker off. As we said, Andrew Rowe checking in, the 5'9" junior from Decula, Georgia. And another deep free kick in the Lions' side of the field. That's Solomon Pitts in the air. Forward for Bennett, and around him is Reconnaissance. That's twice in a minute and a half span that Reconnaissance has flipped around a Warrior trying to hold the ball up as Fuchs watches that shot fly wide. Looks like we may have our first Warrior sub of the second half coming in soon. Potentially Leonardo Flores, and a Warrior foul. That was Buckridge who committed it. Remember, he's already on a yellow card. Ref doesn't look to be reaching for his pocket, so just the foul, just the common foul. And again, a free kick opportunity for the Lions. They go quickly towards Polachi. Koch is out there with them. He loops it towards the back post. It will stay in play. And it's Pitts defending. He wins it back and sends it forward. Gamache back into the box. It's Josiah under it. So that was actually Solomon winning the free kick. In that poorly lit side of the field due to one of the lights being out here tonight. And Pitts flips it around for DeMarco. Lucas sends it forward. Schroeder will give chase, and he committed a foul. There's actually 2 fouls there. And he's going to call it for the one on Esquivel, so he will get the yellow. I actually thought that it was originally Brody Schroeder who committed the foul. I think they probably both did. Schroeder grabbed that, and Esquivel tripped, so he'll give it to the one on Toto. 2 subs waiting to check in for each team. For the Warriors, it will be Wright and Flores, and for Emmanuel, it will be Rangel and the leading goal scorer, Matt Fitzer. Fitzer yet to get a real key chance here tonight, but you know with his goal-scoring pedigree, you don't want to give him a good one because he will likely put it into the back of the net. This is Walker. Esquivel sends it. Schroeder will give chase. Foss might beat him to it, though, and he chips it over the head towards Gamache, and now Gamache over Melendez's head. In the air was Koch. Now Koch forward for Bennett, who flicks it on for Schroeder, and that was Dylan Persinger who was under it. And now DeMarco giving chase the other way for the Warriors. He's out of position, but that's Josiah Pitts filling in well. With a poor pass from Josiah, he slides in and wins the ball. Again, Pitts, and it's going to be a Warrior throw. Good play there from Josiah Pitts to not give up on it. And the Warriors will hold the ball and let the subs come in. As we said, it's Wright, Flores, Fitzer, and Rangel. Coming off is Dylan Bennett, Alberto Esquivel for the Warriors, and for the Lions, looks like Tomas Polachi and Luciano Rundles. So Leo will go up front alongside Brody, and Tipton will come into the middle of the park. That's DeMarco forward. And a foul on Flores, who had just checked in, and not even 10 seconds back to the game, Leo commits a foul. And Faust to take the deep free kick with 31 to play here. Faust forward. And a foul as Pitts was trying to get to. That's Fitzer, so one of the 2 subs for each team commits a foul, not even 30 seconds onto the field, and we're all even in that department. That one's forward, but well short, looking for Koch, but poorly cleared there by Alex Walker, who will concede a throw in for the Warriors. Noah Koch trots over to take it. Up in the air by Ramache. This is Pitts, who will watch it out for a throw. Schroeder looking to hold it up. He keeps it in play. This is Buckridge. Again looking for Melendez. Gamache heads. Koch back into the middle of the field. Schroeder with time to turn. Good turn by Brody, and a ball as well. Leo giving chase now down the other side, and falls quickly off his line to collect. was Faust's punt off the foot of Nunez, and now a free kick in a good spot for Emmanuel, a chance for them to put one in the box off of this. So it looks like it's Alex Walker coming over to take it, but he will actually just go short to Gamache, who floats one into the box. That's DeMarco who heads in the air and volleyed by Rangel and collected by Bradley Fuchs in the net. Rowe nods out of play for a Warrior throw-in. Just under 30 to play. Can the Warriors create a key chance here and equalize? They open the scoring with Schroeder. And that was Palache. And then Hernandez make it, and as we stand 2-1, the away team leads. Space here on the far side for Walker. Pitts trailing back and winning it well. Good defending by Solomon. Pitts knew exactly how much ground he needed to cover and did just enough. And Rakonson again defending well. He started close to the top of the box, and a lot of times an attacker in that first half, and he's now essentially playing center back for Emmanuel. So some versatility being shown by the junior out of Spain, Pau Nello Rakoncins. He's been a pretty good defender, getting around much of these shielding and hold-up play attempts from the Warriors. This is Pitts. And that one looked like it went out of play. It'll be an Emmanuel throw. Marco will have to deal this when he doesn't stop the cross, but instead it was floating out of play for a Warrior goal kick. Sub will wait for Emmanuel. It's Nathan Walker who will get the green light now to come on, and he will check out Alex Walker. This is Fuchs towards Flores. Now Koch for Schroeder, holding up, and Schroeder draws the foul. Strong play from the sophomore Brody Schroeder, and now a chance for Nunez to go quickly now, actually. So Melendez with the left foot, whipping it in. Schroeder chasing, out to Pitts on the chest. He puts it back in, and it's out for a goal kick. So the Warriors work a half chance there after the free kick was taken quickly. Put up there by Buckridge, out for an Emmanuel throw. Two more subs await for the Lions. Another long throw opportunity for the Lions. Right up, and Fuchs quickly off his line, off the foot of Rangel. And Fuchs distributes quickly out to Noah Koch. The Warriors could have a potential counterattack opportunity here, as this one is forward for Melendez. I thought maybe Schroeder would have had a better angle to chase after that one, and it's a foul on Melendez. Not so sure. That looked to be pretty clean contact. Melendez not arguing, but the entire SWU bench, along with head coach Josue Fernandez, disagrees with that one. Gabe not much of a fiery personality, though, so you never tell for sure if it's a foul or not when he's the one committing it. He's not going to show much emotion out on the field. Gamache quickly. Clever flick by Rangel into the feet of Fitzer, who draws the foul on Buckridge. Good experience hold-up play there from the senior. An opportunity for a free kick. Standing over it is Hernandez-Mica. Raconstans runs over it. Hernandez-Mica whips it in. DeMarco only half cleared. That's better from Lucas, and he finds a pass as well as Wright looking for Schroeder, who gets his body in front of it. Still Brody working right back to Wright. Still Brody in the middle, needs to be careful, and he gives up the free kick there. .23 to play. Put in by Raconstans. Here comes Fook, not cleared well by Bradley, and a shot goes over the bar. That was Luciano Rundles in the box. He thinks it was deflected above the bar. And here come the two subs for Emmanuel. It's number 8, Ross Lamont, alongside number 18, Jordan Jeffers, the freshman from Douglasville, Georgia, who will check in for the first time. Forward by Fuchs, flicked on by Wright. Again by Nunez to Flores. He'll hook it forward for Koch. And Noah couldn't get enough on it. Here comes Flores back in, though. He wins it back. Now Koch a chance to play a good ball in. And it was blocked by Raconstans. Right back out to Noah. This time with the left foot. And hooked cleared by Hernandez-Mica. This is Nunez. Quickly thrown by Pitts. Now for DeMarco. Now tipped in right. Good turn by Josiah Pitts. Can he get an angle to put a cross in? It was well defended by Wedderburn to get right back to it. And now a Warriors chance for a long throw. Josiah Pitts to take it. Up comes his brother Solomon. Maybe he could be a potential target. Schroeder's in there. Melendez in there. Flores in there. It's Noah Koch on the back post. Here's the throw from Pitts. Cleared right back out to Josiah. In for Melendez. Now DeMarco. Here's Gabe. Won by Walker, but out for a Warrior throw. Looking for Schroeder in the box. Hooked away towards Buckridge, and the Lions clear the line. And now a chance for them to push that big, strong line forward. They have plenty of big bodies out there as Solomon Pitts loses a play. Needs to stay switched on, though, as the Lions take the free kick, or excuse me, take the throw in quickly. But Solomon wins it right back and hooks it forward towards Flores. Leo quickly back to his feet. Now Brody giving chase. He's first to it. And Brody, another one-on-one opportunity. Looking to get it onto the right foot. Heavy touch. And the tackle by Schroeder is a foul. Well defended by Dylan Persinger. And just a heavy touch in a decisive moment for Schroeder. Maybe he had the window to take it early with his left foot, but a experienced and very talented goalkeeper that Knoxdale Falls had his lines covered well. Here's Nunez. Now Gamache. This is Jeffers. Nunez clears. I think Schroeder was in an offside position. He will give chase, though. They say he's on for now, but it was touched last by Persinger. Pitts under it. Again, Pitts under it. And Josiah giving chase now on the far side. And Wedderburn lets it out of play for a throw-in. DeMarco to throw. Wedderburn heads it back out of play. Here's Tipton. They'll flick out of play. A corner kick for the Warriors. Feels like a long time since they had that early stretch of multiple corners in the first half. And without Esquivel on the field, it looks like it will be Melendez to take it. He's short to right. Back for the left foot of Melendez, who chips it in. It's short, but back out to right. Now a chance for Tipton to put a good one in, and it was well defended by the lines in the box. Only as far as Pitts, who will watch it out of play for a throw-in. And a long throw-in opportunity now for Josiah Pitts. And it looks like we have a player down in the box. I believe that's Gamache. I didn't see what happened. Gamache is quickly back to his feet, and now Pitts the long throw-in. It's a good one. Flicked away in the box. Flores with the shot, and it swerves wide. And in comes 19, Tomas Polacci. Fouts puts us back in play. There's Nunez under it. Gamache back in the middle, and Nunez again. That was Jeffers. Forward for Walker, around Pitts. Here's Nathan Walker into the box. Tries to step through Buckridge and Pitts, and Gabriel Melendez collects and dumps forward. That's Flores giving chase. Now Leo's under it with a touch, and blocked well by Reconnaissance, but his clearance is only straight up in the air. Now Brody's under it. Here's Tipton right for Gabe Melendez. Melendez wide for the run of Pitts. That's a beautiful ball by Gabriel. Here's Josiah. For DeMarco. DeMarco first time. Schroeder tried to flick it on. It goes straight up in the air. Wright's under it. Schroeder's under it. And Schroeder commits a foul. I would imagine there's too many more fouls that would be called on Schroeder before he's shown that the yellow card. He's collected a few of them here in the second half. And was flicked by Pitts out of play. Emmanuel throw, actually it stayed in, but then when DeMarco kicked it, it went out of play. So here come the three subs, one for Emmanuel, two for Southern Wesleyan. It's Ryan Rodriguez and Alberto Esquivel checking in. For Noah Koch and Gabriel Melendez, and for Emmanuel, Luciano Rundles checks in for Nathan Walker. Forward towards Rundle, Fuchs collects. .15 to play here from Childs Field. Still the score remains 2-1. DeMarco for Esquivel. And a foul. Every dead ball by the Warriors will be played with some urgency now as we enter this last stretch of the game. Here's Esquivel. Won by Rundles. And Pitts lets it out of play. Again, Pitts to throw. Towards Flores. He flicked it on. That's Tipton Wright with it now. And Wright's cross was blocked by Gamache. Well defended by Burke Gamache. Just a freshman, but you couldn't tell it by stature or by play tonight from Burke Gamache. He's been really, really strong in defense for the Lions, and they have another player down outside of your screen. I can't get a for sure number on it, but the trainers are out now, and the substitute will be Andrew Rowe when that line rises to its feet. The clock is stopped at 13:37. And now here comes Rowe onto the field. It will be a long throw opportunity for Josiah Pitts when we resume. That is Tomas Palacci, the injured Lion. And they say it's a head injury, so that doesn't count as a substitute for the Lions. Pitts loops it forward, flicked on by Flores, and out for a corner. A chance for Esquivel to put a good one in here. Up comes Buckridge, up comes both Pitts. Need a good one here from Toto. It is Flores at the front post. That's Faust on it, and a foul. And the clock stops. In need of a ball. And so we'll be false from 5 or so yards further from where he was fouled. Into the center circle. That's Tipton Wright winning it. Flicked on by Schroeder towards Flores, where Constance clears it well. DeMarco under it, though. Nunez. Now Wright. Chasing is Flores, but that's only one man's, and that's Nacho Faust. Faust sends it high into the central night sky. That's Buckridge. Wright. And Pitts. Out for a throw-in. DeMarco to take. And now Emmanuel comes the other way. Space for Rowe to turn and stretch his legs. But Nunez wins it well along with Solomon Pitts. Now Esquivel, back to Nunez. He sends it long for Schroeder, who has a step on Wedderburn. And can he beat him off the dribble? It's a poor pass played behind Wright, and now the Lions can come the other way. Forward for Rundles. DeMarco chases and plays it back to Fuchs. Pitts under it. This is Hernandez-Mecca. And now Gamache. Forward for Rowe. And Pitts touches out of play for a corner kick. And the clock will stop at 10:30. Huge. Here's the corner from the Lions. Right on to Fuchs. He punches clear. A similar situation to what the Lions were called for a foul there on the other side of the box, but we play on here. And now Fuchs will collect it out of play for a goal kick. If the Lions hold on, it will be their 19th unbeaten match in a row against the Warriors. The Warriors' last win came back in 2014. This will be the first of 2 matches between the 2 teams this year. And again, Schroeder fouls. Now we stop the clock at 9:44. No card for Schroeder. Long, high ball by Emmanuel. This is out. And Buckridge in by Hernandez-Mecca. Under it is Jeffers towards Fuchs, who gets behind it with his chest. Will have to distribute quickly, and he does. This is out to Wright. Tipped in forward for Flores. First to it was Persinger. Now Wright again, looking to switch towards Rodriguez. He heads it in towards Flores. Leo with time to turn. Was looking for Schroeder, but Schroeder couldn't get a touch on it. And now Pitts wins it back for the Warriors. They need to start getting these white shirts forward. Under 10 minutes to play here. Esquivel forward. Calmly controlled by Reconnaissance. It's out to DeMarco, who heads it back to Nunez, and now Esquivel can control. He chops it forward. Faust under it, and he claims. Multiple subs for each team will check in. Next time they can, and Faust puts it down. And we'll kick it forward. It's a free header in the middle of the field for Hernandez-Mecca. Pitts giving chase towards Wright. Back for DeMarco. Well slid in by Rundles, and here come the subs. For the Warriors, it will be Dylan Bennett and Gabriel Melendez, and for Emmanuel, it will be Martin Cruz and Alex Walker. I'll check Schroeder and Wright for the Warriors. And I'll check Jeffers, and I believe Walker for Emmanuel. It's actually number 8, Ross Lamont. Here's Solomon Pitts for the Warriors. 7:45 to play. Across for DeMarco. Hernandez-Mecca giving chase. This is Melendez back onto the field. And Pitts. Warrior throw. Quickly to Melendez. Buckridge and Pitts. This is Esquivel. Melendez. Faked it and it flies to Pitts. Some space now for Josiah. Cross is half cleared towards Hernandez Mecca. And that's off, I believe, Melendez's foot last. Emmanuel throw in. Emmanuel sub. Clock stopped at 6:43. This is Ignacio Doldon checking in. For Tomas Palaci. Wedderburn gets us back underway. This is Bennett with his back to the goal. And ref says play on. Pitts controls. Still Solomon. Still Solomon now for Esquivel. Forward looking for Melendez, and Pitts hits long, and Faust couldn't claim it, and it will fly through for a goal kick. It was a dangerous ball by Esquivel in between Melendez and Pitts and Faust. In the end, it's a goal kick. And Noah will check in for Josiah Pitts with the clock stopped at 5:47. Forward by Faust. Now DeMarco. And Bennett. And we have a foul on Emmanuel. So it will be a Warrior free kick. And space for Nunez to lump one forward into the box. Farron says go, sending everyone into the box. Or as much as he can. Flicked on by Bennett. Away by Gamache. Out for Buckridge. Under 5 to play. This is DeMarco. That's Cruz winning it for Emmanuel. And can the Lions punch one forward and get an extra insurance goal? That one went out of play. It will be a Warrior throw. Towards Nunez. He flicks around for Esquivel. This is Buckridge. Nunez for DeMarco. It's time soon for the Warriors to start playing the ball into the box. This one is looking forward for Rodriguez, and Gamache clears into the waiting arms of Coach Fernandez, who tells Esquivel to get back going quickly. He takes it into Pitts. Back for Esquivel. Crossfield pass looking for Koch. Noah flies in. This is Buckridge. Back into the air for Bennett, who was in an offside position. And the ref says offsides. That was the correct call there. Bennett was in offsides. And time now for Emmanuel to slowly eat this clock away. This is Faust, 3:15 to play. And that was deflected off the shot. Emmanuel corner, and more time will tick away. Under 3 to play. Imagine the Lions will play this one shortly and try to keep it in that far corner as long as possible. And they do. This is Rundles with it. Koch flies forward. Emmanuel throw. Back in play, and now a Warrior throw. 2:20 to play. Here is a sense of urgency from the Warriors. It's Rundles in the corner. They say he's onside, so we play on, and he's thrown to the ground by DeMarco. And we have a card shown to, I believe, DeMarco on the corner, and that will stop the clock for now at 2:06 as we await what will be clear. I believe it's Hernandez, Mecca, and DeMarco who are each shown a yellow, but we'll wait the official confirmation on that. It will be a free kick for sure for the Lions deep in that corner with the clock stopped at 2:06. And now a throw-in for the Warriors after it was spoiled by Emmanuel in the corner. Out to Hernandez Mecca. He will just look to keep the ball. There's one back by Nunez and a foul for the Warriors. Under 2 minutes to play, the Warriors need to go quickly here. Nunez will loop it forward, looking for Flores or Bennett. It's neither for Cruz. Bennett crashes the second ball. Persinger flicks it backwards towards Esquivel. Now this is Solomon Pitts. 90 seconds to play of the 90 here at Childs Field. This is Rodriguez cutting into his favorite right foot. Out for Koch. Beaten to it and a foul. And the clock will stop. .118 to play. Still some time for the Warriors if they can win the first ball. That's the most important one right here. Win the first, win the second, control it, and move forward with 1:18 to play. This is Faust. DeMarco. Again DeMarco. He was bumped by Rundles. Warriors free kick.
1 minute remaining.
60 seconds to play here for the Warriors. Long one forward by Nunez. Under it's Gamache. Only as far as Rodriguez, who will let it go for a throw-in. 45 to play. Warriors need to move quickly here. They're looking for a long throw-in from Pitts. It's towards DeMarco. Now Nunez. Can Farron get a good one in? Towards Bennett. Touched. Gamache clears to Buckridge. 25 to play. Here's Pitts. Got to get it in the box soon for the Warriors. Bennett chasing. Ref says play on. Only as far as DeMarco, who will have a strike. It's blocked by a Lion. Buckridge with 10 to play. This is Nunez. Has to get it in the box now. Farron around the defender. Rundles flies in. Nunez gets it forward. Cleared by a Lion. And Emmanuel steals 3 points on the road. Emmanuel, 2 unanswered goals in the first half, and they get a huge victory on the road. The Warriors opened up the scoring in the 12th minute through Brody Schroeder. And Tomas Polacci equalized in the 31st minute. And then with just 3 seconds remaining in the first half, Alberto Hernandez Mecca headed home a Ross Lamont corner to give them a 2-1 lead and they will take all 3 points, moving now to 3-3-2 on the year, 2-3-1 in conference play. The Warriors fall to 2-5 on the year, 1-3 in conference play, and that long unbeaten run for the Lions over the Warriors continues. It's now 19 games unbeaten for Emmanuel over the Warriors. And the Lions will head back to Georgia with all 3 points. And that will do it here for our coverage of the night on Conference Carolinas Digital Network. The girls split the points. Emmanuel takes home all 3 in the guys' game. For Andrew Baxley, this is the Conference Carolinas Digital Network signing off. Quickly before we sign off, the next Warriors game will be at Shorter on Saturday, both the guys and the girls. You can catch it right here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. So until the Warriors are back home, we will see you later. This is Andrew Baxley signing off for the Conference Carolinas Digital Network.
There we'll try 3-pointer. That one's good.